Hello everyone, my name is Stacy and today I am going to do a video over how mental illness affects your emotions and the way you deal with different situations. So I am quite new to this doing YouTube videos, but I want to get straight to the point and just let you all know that this is coming straight from me. I'm not pre-recording anything, but this is me telling you all some of the things that I've been faced with in order to help you understand how I deal with other situations in my life and experiences that I face on a day-to-day basis based on mental illness. So, of course, mental illness, it stems from different things. It could be from different experiences that you faced individually. It can be as a whole with you and someone else. It could be different situations that have come about between you and another individual. Or it could just be things within you personally that you are trying to deal with, i.e., whether it be finding yourself, whether it be you not knowing who you are, you being too hard on yourself, or you having suicidal thoughts based on whatever reason it may be. So let's dive right into this. So I want to get straight to the point because mental illness is something that no one wants to talk about, or everyone's afraid to talk about and accept that they have mental illness. So in 2009, I was sexually assaulted, and I'll get to that later in videos. But in 2009, I was sexually assaulted. That played a big role in how I started mentally having issues. And I say that because I started noticing different transitions and phases that I was going through. I.e., I would be sad. There were times I would go from being remorseful to times that I would go from being ecstatic, and I didn't understand why. And then there were times that I would just be down in the low. I couldn't pull myself out of that hole. It was like a black hole. I didn't want anybody else around me. I didn't want anybody else to even tell me it's going to be okay or ask me how I was doing. And so whenever I started noticing these things, I kept everything bottled up inside. I kept it bottled up inside in a box. I didn't tell anyone. And it was due to, of course, a lot of it was due to the sexual assault. And then what started occurring was I started realizing that, is this my fault? Why did this happen to me? Why did this person do this? Why would somebody do that? So I started feeling irritated. I started feeling disgusted. I started feeling all signs of hopelessness. Am I worth anything? I started, questioning myself. And so at that point in time, you got to think back. This was 2009. So up until now, I decided to finally come out of that black hole. Whenever I tell you I was in that hole, I was faking it till I make it, as I say. Putting on a smiling face, making people think that everything was okay with me, making them feel like I was at this high level whenever I was really at the lowest of the low. I was doing things for everybody else in order to make up for my emotions and trying to just stay happy in order to be able to smile. Because I had this thing in my mind that if I smile, nobody will know what's going on. Or if I smile, for me, I'm feeling a void of my sadness. And that's whenever I realized I have to do something else. So fast forward to 2018, and here I am. I decided to finally stop hurting other people, because ultimately I was hurting myself, but I was hurting other people because I wasn't able to give them all of me. I wasn't able to give them the best of me. I would say I was going to do things and I wouldn't keep my promises. I would do, things that just were out of the norm from what everybody thought was me. And that's whenever I realized that person that everybody's seeing is not me. And so I had to start understanding that I have to be me. I have to find out who I am. And so at that point in time, I realized I want to start having kids. I realized I want to have a family. And I had to understand that in order to have these things, these luxuries, these things that I want in life, I have to start communicating. I have to start opening my mind, being free, and communicating the issues that I'm facing. There's a way of going about it. I used to be irrational. I used to be angry. I used to be, I used to have just the worst attitude ever when people would talk to me, or sometimes my facial expressions would say what I was really thinking, and at times I would just sit there looking at people like, okay, it's life. But then I started understanding that person is not me. I became this very angry person, very irate person. Um, and I wanted to change. And so that change came about probably about a month, 2 months ago, whenever I decided to take cognitive processing therapy with my psychologist. I started trying to open up to her, whereas before I never opened up to her. I would just go in there like, I don't really feel like dealing with you, lady. But I finally decided for myself and for you personally, we have to change. We have to give ourselves the best because we deserve nothing but the best. And if nobody else is going to give it to us, we have to get it for ourselves. Only we know how we feel individually, and nobody else can help us more than ourselves. And until we understand that as human beings and as people that have mental health issues or are facing different symptoms of mental illness, it's going to be a hard process. It's hard already, but it's going to be even harder if we never accept it. And so I'm here to tell you it's time to accept those mental illnesses or mental symptoms that you may have. And let's move forward. Let's figure out a way to better ourselves individually and at the same time bring those around us that don't have an understanding of mental illness aware. Make them aware, because if they don't know that you have a mental illness, it's difficult. And so now, after all of these years, I'm starting to tell my family members or people that are close to me what I'm facing. Because in order for them to understand me and understand the things that I do, and sometimes I go from up to down, high to low, I need them to understand that it's something that I'm going through. And either you're going to be there for me or go away, because I need nothing but positivity around me, and you need that circle around you. So I say to you today, get the help you need, accept it, and let's move forward. Let's be better. Let's be better us for everybody else and for our families and for what we want to do within our lives, because we can't see or do better if we ourselves haven't accepted what we're going through and what we're facing. So until my next video, I'll see you all soon. Please hit subscribe, like, comment. Let me know how you feel, your suggestions, your thoughts. I'm here. We're here. We're in this together. So be open, be free, communicate. All things essence. Let's enjoy the essence of life that God has given us. Many blessings. Signing off. Stacy.